Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Journey to ZA. I am your host Elisa Gary, and I just wanted to come in and drop a quick episode really quickly to wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you had a really special day. We don't necessarily make it a big deal about Valentine's Day and the fact of the actual that day, but the representation of love, and things like that, we most certainly support. And we definitely want to express our love and our gratitude for each of you. Your life, you do matter. You have purpose, and without you, we would not be able to continue to do what we're doing. So I am out today in our backyard. Actually, it's like the mini backyard. This is our cottage backyard, and it's like a cute little space that we have in addition to the main house. And one of the things that you see this line behind me, this line, it's things like that every day I kind of am in awe of, being from the US, that make me say, you left the States for a place where you would come and hang your clothes on the line and things like that. And to me, it's awing, but I know to many of you, I get asked the question, why would you move here? So with that, that's what our episode is going to be about right after this. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so I've had quite a few of you ask me questions about what's the housing like in South Africa. Well, that's a little bit of what it's like here. So as you can see, this is my space that I share with my beautiful family. And clearly, we're not hurting for space. Most certainly not. We definitely got to see quite a bit of what houses look like when we were searching. Although we only spent about 10 days here when we came to look for houses in October, we spent a good amount of time making sure that we looked at different variations of houses, what the differences were, what type of house that you're used to seeing where. And I mean, because even in the States, it's like that. And please forgive me, because this video, I'm really focusing on, hold on a second, wait a second. Can somebody tell me what kind of bird this is, please? I love these birds. I know, I just seen a squirrel, right? I just had a squirrel moment. These birds, like, I don't know why, they fascinate me. Like, they come early in the morning, and usually I don't see them around this time, but maybe so, because they'll come like 5, 6, 7 in the morning, maybe. By 7, they're gone. And then in the afternoon, so yeah, this is about right, because it's about 3:30, almost 4. So yeah, it's about time for them to come back. But I don't know what it is about it. The fact that maybe they're the size of a cat. Look it. It's about to fly. It's not gonna fly. I don't know. Can somebody please tell me what kind of bird this is? Like, I keep telling myself I'm gonna pet one of them. Like, I'm gonna bait it and pet it at least once, one of them. But I want to make sure it's not a bird that's gonna claw my eyes out or something. I don't know. In my mind, I envision myself, like, literally, these things just coming to me because they know I'm super cool and I'll feed them, but I don't have to take care of them like all day. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I shouldn't have got that excited, but I did. Is he gonna fly out? I think he's like, she's stalking me, y'all. Here he goes. He's about to do it. And 1, 2. Come on, dude. Don't make me look crazy. Really? Really? Okay. He's like, she's jocking me, y'all. I'll go this way. Anyway, so back to the topic at hand. Oh, like literally, he's gonna do it right after I leave. Watch, he's gonna do it. I'm gonna get him in the background. Don't laugh at me. Anyhow, like, there you go. That's one of the reasons why I love living in South Africa, because you don't get this, at least not where I live, not where I'm from in the States. You don't get that, right? If a pigeon's that big, it's probably been eating rats or something. I don't know. But anyhow, so to go back to things, I am just committing to making sure that I'm providing content and not worrying about everything being super perfect, but just sharing what I'm experiencing, what I'm learning, and where I am along the way. And I think many of you, that's what you like. It doesn't have to be scripted. Of course, there has to be something we're talking about that's of relevance to you, but for the most part, it's my journey and what I'm experiencing. And so one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about was that constant question of, well, what's the housing like? And while I will say that there is clearly a vast amount of selection in terms of housing, what you want it to look like. I would say when I left the US, East Coast from Maryland, I saw a lot of like the what we call row houses. So they're these houses, if you don't know what that is, they're one next to another, next to another, next to another. And they have what, stoops, the steps you go up and you just go in the house. And then you have the semi-detached, when it's part of the house is attached to another part of the house, but then the other part is not, but you still got a neighbor all up on you. And what I call brick cities, where it's just, you can't really see the skyline because of all the smog from the city and all the high rises, the apartments, the condos, stuff like that. Now, I didn't see as many condos, at least not where I was from in Maryland. It wasn't that they didn't have them, but just in my area, it was more the row houses. And then when I went to Arizona, it was more a bunch of these pre-planned communities, gated, much like South Africa, gated, but they're pre-planned. Everything looks the same colors, kind of this earth tone grays and browns and mauve-ish color, red clay type looking buildings. And a lot of them would have really nice sized yards, but there was not as much lushness. And if it was lushness, it was a whole lot of money for watering your yard and stuff like that, because it's hot, right? So if you want to have a lush backyard, whatever, you definitely got some water spouting out somewhere. What I love about South Africa is like, so I don't know, because I'm not my husband, so I'm not the best. But this, to me, I feel like I'm in my own little Garden of Eden, right? I have all sorts of vegetation and plant life. My goal is to know what these different types of plants are. If you know what one of these plants are, can somebody tell me? I do know the first plant I fell in love with here. That's why I'm trying to figure out what that bird is. Oh, he's still here. He's letting me get closer to him, y'all. Maybe by the end of the episode, I can get to him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, he's looking at me. He's like, no. He's like, no. No. One of the plants that I definitely fell in love with, like, what is this? I have no idea. It looks like I could eat it. It's a jacaranda tree. And I have one of those, at least one that I know specifically is one in the front of the house. And what that tree does is turn purple. The leaves turn completely beautiful, like a lilac-y, lavendery color, purple leaves. And it's, that's the kids' playhouse. It's just, oh my God. But I have all this different type of vegetation, and I love it. I love it. And now, mind you, we do have a gardener. That's another thing with South Africa, the helper system. Look how close he let me get, y'all. He's skeptical, but he's not freaking out. I think he's like, I think this chick is cool, but I don't know. So I'ma like err on the side of caution. Oh, we got a worm. Oh, see, this is, look, I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I needed to just make this the Journey's stalking a bird, whatever, insert name a bird here episode. But, I love it. He's getting it. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, this is another beautiful, I think this is it's not prickly, so I don't think this is not a rose. But I do know the gardener told me that this buddy right here is a pumpkin. It's a pumpkin plant. So I'm interested to see what that's going to do in the winter. But at any rate, I digress. What I love the most about being here is that you literally have nature at your fingertips. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have places that have, like, it's a cement city. It's just the parking garage or the parking lot, and then you go in the house. There's apartments and stuff like that here. Definitely. And there are areas that have kind of the planogram type setting. What I've noticed, though, is they tend to still have kind of this, it's like they still try to keep that safari-ish, green, luxury-ish feeling to it. Is that a word? Oh, I don't know. And what I also notice, if you're looking at purchasing homes or renting a home or whatever you're going to do when you come, is make sure that you're clear with the standard of living and how you want to live when you come. Like when I left Maryland and I went to Arizona, we moved further away from the city, like an hour, and we were cool with that for a real long time, because I'm like, if I'm gonna live in a brick city, I might as well just stay in Maryland. And I love the earth, I love the desert landscape and the rocks and the mountains and all of that. I absolutely loved all that. And I always said, I want to make sure that whenever I come outside, it never just begins to blend into me, that these beautiful mountains and things like that are out here. And so I'm going to have a seat. This is like our little fire pit that we come to. Clearly has been used. I think the kids are making mud pies or something. But most certainly, I did not want to lose that. And so one of the things I fell in love with when I came here was the fact that it was lush and it was these beautiful plants, and I just love that. And the wildlife, I mean, even though I'm not going to go see the big five every day, but I come outside my window to my bedroom. I I purposely make sure I close it at night, because each day it gives me like a little bit of a heart, like, you know how like when it's cold and you get a warm cup of coffee and it's just like, it settles you. That's what my bay window in my bedroom does. When I open those curtains and I drape them back and I open the blinds, it shows me this beautiful yard, and it just makes me go, like, I love it. I absolutely love it. And so that's one of the reasons why we chose to live where we live, versus, say, in town Johannesburg. What I noticed the most about Joburg was that at least the places we looked at. Now, y'all let me know if I'm wrong. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. But a lot of those houses, they would be a nice size, big, but then you would go outside and like it was just backyard pool. Like not even backyard, like the patio area pool. Like the pool was, there is no yard. It's just the pool. So clearly that's letting me know that even though it wasn't as hot this summer as I thought it was going to be, it probably do, child, get hot. And yeah, I'm glad I got my pool. But I am not with not being able to have a place for the children to be. I know that was something that, we had a nice size yard in Arizona. We actually had a few properties that we purchased, and then they had nice size yards. But one of the things that we couldn't stand was that it wasn't really no lushness. It's like when I was younger, the epitome of having a backyard, it wasn't just, I mean, you could run up and down the street, but it was having the ability to just roll around in some grass. Like to me, that was the park. You knew you was at the park because it was this grass and you could roll around and you could play dodgeball and you could jump rope and you could, all of that stuff. And I'm not old, y'all. I'm only 37. So I could get out here with these babies and kick around a ball. I could play dodgeball. I could play all that. I don't know. I don't know about my African brothers and sisters. Do y'all know about that? Y'all know about them American games? If y'all don't, I will do a video and tell you about the top 10 ghetto fabulous games that you could play outside. Now, if y'all want to know about that, you let me know down in that comment section because I will most certainly let you know about them ghetto games, y'all. Red light, green light. Child, bye. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about no fun. You don't know nothing about no fun, okay? Well, you know a little bit, but I can let you know a little bit more, right? So, yeah, that was one of the biggest things for me. I'm gonna give you a view like this here, that view over there, and this is not even a good view, and I don't even think that this does it justice, but I enjoy this when I'm feeling like stressed a little bit, overwhelmed. Listen, child. One, coming on here is not easy, sharing yourself and sharing your life. How much is too much? What should I share? What should I talk about? I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. But then, like, moving across the globe with your children. Talk about I am Black history, okay? Whew. And being able to come out here in this, it just does it for me. It does something for me, okay? And I'm not saying you can't get this in the States, but it just, I can't explain it to you. You have to experience it. Now I can't talk. I'm in a state of nostalgia, right? You have to experience it for your own self. I've had plenty of yards, and people that know me at home, they've been to my houses, huge yards, and I've never been drawn out to them. It's just, I feel like it's something with the nature, the way that the plants even like yield, the way that they present themselves. That might sound like real spooky spiritual, I don't know, but to me it's beautiful. I awe in it, and it does my heart good. It makes me want to be outside. It makes me want to come play, and that's one of the things I feel like the States is missing right now. We are just a day or two after former President Trump being not indicted for inciting insurrection. Okay, cool. But I think really that's not really the biggest thing that America is dealing with right now. That may be what they are focusing on, but that's not the biggest thing. Americans, a lot of ways, in a lot of ways, have lost touch with the basics of life. They work, everything's about $1. And yes, you do need money. I mean, I would be lying if I'm like, oh, just come and live off the earth and you find. No, child, because you do need a coin. I gotta pay. My husband gotta pay. We gotta get these dollars together and convert them, and depending on what the currency rate is, you get a little bit more, you get a little bit less, depending on how stupid they acting in America. But I digress. At any rate, you have to have finances. But what I am saying is that if you can manage to free yourself enough to look at some things a little differently, make some sacrifices. Maybe you're not making as much as you would have been making in the States, but the quality of life is better. That's worth it to me. That's worth it to me. So definitely, if you're going to be looking at areas, keep in mind that as you go further out into the northern, and I want to say northwestern areas, so areas like Four Ways, Douglasdale, Ravonia, Randburg, Pretoria, what is it, Bloemfontein. I'm trying to say, like, look at yourself a map and look at the different areas of Johannesburg or Gauteng. I'm in Gauteng. Look at those different areas. And areas that's kind of northern above, like that's kind of where I was focusing, because I didn't want to be too far from Joburg for work, but I also did not want to live in, like I said, like what looked like to me brick cities. So those areas you can get beautiful landed properties. Like I said, this property is not small by a little bit, and there's also a cottage that's there. It's also double story. 5 or 6 people could easily, if you had to make that work, live in there. And you're definitely not running for space. But if you want something just to get here, apartments, you're going to be in and out of the city, you just want to be able to explore the rest of the country, most certainly you can do that in the inner city. And you can find those in other places too. I'm not saying it's not there, but you can. But I don't even know what this video is going to be like, y'all. I feel like I was all over the place, child. But I did it. So thanks again for watching. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for blessing me with your time, because you cannot get it back. It's invaluable. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, that notification button, to let you know when I go back on my next journey to ZA. And of course, you can find me on Instagram or also on Twitter at the Elisa Gary. And if you want to get more information or look at my newest blog, visit me at www.journeytoza.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.